Yes. Welcome to Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay, and this is
Namaste. The Enlightened Jack.
the Enlightened Jack. What was on your mind? You had a moment there where you were like, "Wait, hold, please."
No, I was just, I was being enlightened.
Oh, you're being enlightened. You're not enlightening. You're being enlightened. Okay. So, folks, if you're not aware, we are a talk show. And again, guys, we're about 10 minutes late. Sorry. We had some technical difficulties once again because that's what we do. That's how we roll in the VG podcast.
He's not wrong. That's what we do.
Not wrong at all. I'm currently eating some pizza. For those of you who are not watching the live stream and listening to the podcast version, we are actually eating pizza.
Yeah, that's something we are currently partaking in.
So, don't hate.
Try not to, anyways.
That said,
Don't be jealous.
This show is about the paranormal, the unexplained, some true crime, some morbid stuff, random crap, some jokes. We're a pretty good comedy show, I think, half the time.
Half.
One
All
half.
the time, whenever I'm on.
One half of all the halves. 60% of the time it works all the time.
60% of the time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Funny half the time.
Every time.
Anyway, so if you're not joining us on the live stream and you're listening to the podcast format, check out our Facebook page. And we go live at 7 o'clock, hypothetically, Pacific Standard Time on Facebook. So check out our Facebook page, Vanishing Gates. Give us a like, follow, share, subscribe, and tell folks about us. That's a big thing.
Yeah, it's only really like word of mouth is how people get out there. And we're trying to do something here. We're not trying to just, sit on on us doing all that. Word of mouth is really how spreading happens. So just get out there, Spread us like coronavirus. Cough on people.
I was just going to say that, damn it, and I was eating a piece of pizza. Gosh darn
Took
it,
it before,
you beat me
took
to
it before he could stop eating.
Butthole. I was going to say
There
that.
we go.
Spread
There
us
we
like
go.
coronavirus. Make sure you don't pre-Vanishing Gates wash your hands.
It's terrible
Always
because
wash your
if we weren't trying to clean up a little bit, I had another way to make spreading spread us like jam all over all your friends' toast. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm still eating pizza.
It's good.
I'm sorry, I don't want you guys to hear me masticating too much, but I'm masticating really hard right now.
Could you not masticate on air?
I have a hard time not masticating.
You're making me want to masticate on air.
That's gross.
No, it won't be. I mean, it might be for everyone else, but for me, it's pretty good.
All right, so, mastication aside, as we talked about, if you guys listen to the last few shows, we talked about doing a charity thing and using our Patreon to do something good for the world around us. And we have finally found the proper charity to help out. And we are helping out. Who's that, Jack? You don't even
No.
pay
Hold on.
attention at all, did you?
Hold on. No, I swear I do. I have Never Alone.
The Never Alone Foundation.
The Never Alone
yes.
Foundation. I don't actually know what this foundation is, though. I know
This
you
is
and
group
a
of
good
folks,
viewer
and
of
if you
ours.
guys have listened to the show or watched the show for a while, if you've been in the live stream and live chat, you've heard from our buddy Dave, and I'm going to throw his name out there because he's been a standalone from the beginning. He's one of the first people to really follow and support the channel. He and his family have been helped very, very much by this foundation, and so I thought that was a good way to go. So next week we'll give a little more insight on the Never Alone Foundation, and maybe we'll get some more, maybe I can get Dave on. We'll find out to talk about
Cool.
what's been done for him and his family. Basically what happens is people get this terrible thing called cancer. It's horrible. You probably know someone that has or has had it.
Mhm.
It's not the coronavirus. It actually kills people.
Actually, it turns out that my ex was thought to have a tumor in her head that was non-cancerous, and then apparently she, according to a mutual acquaintance that you know of, it was apparently cancerous, and she's had cancer this entire time.
Well, that's terrible.
In her brain.
Cancer's never good. It killed my grandfather, me and Jack's grandfather, and it very well killed my dad, probably, at some point. But
Is he still kicking
cancer
around?
affects everybody. Yeah, he's still kicking around. So That said, though, the Never Alone Foundation does a really good job of helping people out. Whether it's like end of life stuff, you don't want to like expire in a hospital. You want to be somewhere like at home where you want to go. That's where I don't want to die in a hospital for sure. And so they do things like put in railings for people. They help like with the comfort of life is the most important part. So this is the right foundation for us. So any donations to our Patreon goes to the Never Alone Foundation for the rest of the year. So
well, I mean, isn't it like 90%?
I was going to do 90%, and I'm like, well, I was going to say 90% because I wanted to pay for like the stickers I'm going to send people, because I'm going to send you guys stickers, by the way. But honestly, if you're getting something out of it, that's your reward, and I don't want that on my soul. I don't want the 10% or whatever it is. I want 100% to go to Never Alone Foundation for this year. So go to Patreon, become a patron. And there's different tiers and whatnot, and you guys are awesome. I'm going to be sending out stickers. I'll try to do something nicer to the upper tier people later on in the year. But again, I can't promise anything, guys. I'm doing this out of pocket, okay? I'm a poor, old Irish guy.
Well, yes.
White guy with ginger hair. I guess Irish isn't really the right way to say it.
And I just...
But I want to help them out.
I joined from far away.
Like, we should definitely help them out, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you want to join our Patreon, get on there till the end of the year. All the proceeds are going to go to the Never Alone Foundation. I think that's the best way to go. And next week we'll have a little more information on that and a little more in depth, and maybe we'll delve into that a little more. This week, too much was going on. You were doing rolling earlier. You were doing some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was out of town. Actually, I decided that like one of my biggest issues is commitment and following through with things. And so, I was like doing the show. Actually, it was one of the things I promised myself I would start committing to more. And I've already committed to school for the most part, and I've missed days here and there because some days I just don't want to get out of bed and I'm being lazy. And the same thing with jiu-jitsu. I was lazy for the longest time. I was in shape again, and then I blew all that out the window and decided to not do so at all. So, as of Tuesday, I went back to jiu-jitsu class, and I'm now pursuing this again.
And you got wrecked.
And my friend, a friend of the show, Andrew, our local I think it's Bear River.
Yeah, he's one of the champs.
He's the welterweight, I believe, the welterweight champion, and he does not do light sparring.
There's no sparring in jiu-jitsu. You just roll.
He does. If you're not crying at the end, then you haven't learned anything.
No, the whole point
training.
is you try to kill each other with love. That's the whole point.
He was giving me really tight hugs and really tight throat hugs, and every time guillotines.
And you outweigh him by
over the back.
50,
oh
probably.
God, I outweigh him at least by about 110 pounds, maybe more.
Because he's like my size, but with more muscles.
He's 175 and I'm 300 pounds. I'm 304 and he's 175.
You're 304?
Yeah,
he's
I
175?
Yeah.
Oh, I outweigh him too.
Yeah, I outweigh him. And then you got to think like.
He's a handsome devil. By the way, congratulations on your recent
congratulations
marriage
on the nuptials again.
to Andrew and Casey.
No, so the dude, it was so messed up.
Is it Casey or Cassie?
Casey.
Okay.
Casey.
I wanted to make sure I didn't get that wrong.
Really
she
cool
looks
person.
like she could also kick my ass.
They're both really good people. Good people.
They were great.
Oh God, what was it? So I was rolling, and he wrapped me up repeatedly, and we get ready to leave. And I wake up the day before, and I swear to God, I had strep throat when I woke up because my throat hurt so bad, my tonsils were swollen, and I was just like, I was sitting there, and I was like, oh man, I'm sore from this workout because it was like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours of just rolling around and training, practicing, and just constantly getting my ass kicked, and I was not, pardon my language, but I was not ready for it at all. So,
pardon your language. For the first time ever, Jack says, "Pardon my language."
Wrapping me up.
Ass.
You said I had to try things. I had to be good. So he's wrapping me up, choking me out, and leg locks, things like that. So my knees are hurt, and I'm getting ready to go for a 4 or 5 hour drive. And I wake up, and my throat was hurting, and my tonsils were kind of swollen, like right here. And I start feeling like, why are my tonsils swollen? I'm like, well, they don't hurt like I was strep throat. And I'm like, but they're just really sore. What the hell's going on? And then finally I start feeling outwards. I'm like, ow, what the fuck? And I'm just like, I've got like a belt around my neck where he just wrapped me like a cord. Yeah. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I wonder if I kill myself like Epstein did.
Did you call him daddy?
Uh, no, no, I did not. But like I said, I was starting to wonder if I was going to kill myself like Epstein did.
I would really love to go to those classes and get my ass kicked too. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
God! One of the
People don't
jokes.
understand, dude. People don't
That
understand,
joke
like,
though.
when you get beat up by someone who's actually really good and you learn something from it, people don't understand how cool that is in
Man.
life. Like, you learn something from that and you take it away and then you become better.
I am so out of shape. I'm having a tough time breathing these days because I'm just like I let myself go and I messed up and I forgot my breathing practices. So I wasn't doing my breathing practices when I started wrestling on Saturday, and the teacher was there, and he decided to one-on-one with me, and he just absolutely he sat on top of me and I couldn't breathe, and I tapped because I thought he'd put me in a hold because I couldn't breathe, so I was just panicking to get out
Just
of
taking
underneath
a
him.
sit. He's like, oh, I thought you were a chair.
And he's
Sorry.
like, "Don't tap to that." He's like, "This is." And so he gets up. He's like, "Oh, you don't tap to that." He's like, "That wasn't a lock." He's like, "That was just a." He's like, "That was just kind of a pain hold." And I was like, "Oh." I'm like, "Well, was I not supposed to tap?" And he's like, "No, no, no." He's like, "That was just pain." He's like, "Get past the pain." He's like, "The pain doesn't mean anything." He's like, "You're not gonna break anything. You're not gonna go unconscious." He's like, "It's fine. It's just some pain. You'll figure it out once you'll get used to it, and then
Makes
you'll figure out
sense.
how to get out of it." Then I'm just sitting there like, "Yeah, but I also could not breathe." And he was like,
That
"Oh,"
could
he's
just
like,
be
"Well."
because you're fat.
Yeah, that was my thought. And he's like, "Well, I'm a really big guy who knows how to use weight." And he's big. He's like 280, I think 270,
Holy
280.
crap.
He's
That's
big
a big
and he's
boy.
buff. Like he's not fat. He's buff. He's got a little bit of weight
He's a
to
big
him,
boy.
but he's a big guy, and he is just sitting on me, and I'm just sitting there like. "Ugh." And at one point, he literally just sits on me, and he's just sitting there trying to reach for my arm, and I'm just like, and I know what he's going for, and I'm like, "Oh hell no, oh hell no!" And so he catches my arm, and I'm like, "Fuck no!" And I just reach over and I start tearing it back, and he just goes to kick my hand off because I'm like, I'm doing this. He just kicks me right in the face, and I was like, "Ow!" He finally gets my hand and shoves it off, and I'm just like, "Damn!" And he grips it. I'm like, "Fuck!"
Armbar.
Pardon my language, and and then what was it? He slapped me in the face, and I just start bleeding a little bit, and I'm just like, "Wow, I am not 100% when you could just smack me and I just like bleed out of my lip." And I'm just like, "What the heck am I doing?" Like it's split, and I think it's because
You know,
it's just worn down.
lips
It's
are
just,
lips, dude.
yeah.
I mean, you bleed.
They were kind of chapped, so I feel like it was just that.
Kinda
I'm gonna blame it
chaps.
on chapped
I'm
lips.
gonna let him know when I talk to him.
It wasn't
like
it,
a kid in
but I'm
there.
just like bleeding. And I just look at him for a second. I'm like, "Should I go take care of that?" And he's like, "If you want to," and I'm like, "Eh."
Yeah, if you
Wipe
want to
it
be a
off.
bitch.
Like go
You're
back
scared
to
about
it.
the coronavirus.
Well, I'm not sure what the
The
policy
kung
of
flu.
bleeding on your
It's
the mats is.
well, there's a reason we have alcohol wipes.
Perfect.
Anyway, guys,
Perfect.
so to reel things back a little bit, because we do have to try to reel things in. Do not drop my pizza off that box, you horrible person.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible, terrible man.
Mhm.
Terrible, terrible man.
Anyhow, aside from all the jujitsu talk and listen to Jack get his ass beat, which is awesome.
Oh no. Not only that, but this very nice blue belt lady today decided to help train with your
My
oldest,
Mm-hmm.
and she promptly got me into a guillotine. I was not prepared, and I was just kind of like, I was just chatting, and then she goes to move, and she does a move that. So the way the teacher works is he sits back. He does the defensive position.
Get to the mic though, so people can hear
He
you.
lays back on his butt for the defensive position. To get into the
it's called
the
guard.
guard. He gets into guard.
Mhm.
Well, she didn't. She went in for a list lock, and I'm not used to that, and so I didn't know what she was doing. She grabs my wrist, yanks it this way, and then just wraps me up, gets on my head, and guillotines me, and I'm just like, and I tap immediately. I'm like,
So blue belt gal got you guillotined.
yep. Then for the rest of the day, after she tapped me twice to different
You got
chokeholds on
guillotined by a
armbar.
12-year-old after that a lot, didn't you?
No, I got choked out because I was letting her use practice technique on me. So we were I wanted her to show your oldest how to actually do a chokehold. So I was like, "Hey, could you show her real quick?" So I sat there and let an older woman choke me out, or almost choke me out like 2 times to show her a good chokehold, and then she got to do it on me repeatedly, and I'm just now my throat hurts. I'm just like,
Usually you have to pay extra for that.
fantastic. I'm just like, fantastic. That's amazingly great. I just got choked by a
In your
12-year-old
defense-
and an older woman. It's just,
In
or
your
she was about my
defense,
age,
though,
but
that's
maybe
a
younger than me.
12-year-old who's been like learning martial arts and she could walk. So
It was it.
including watching all.
It was
the jiu-jitsu videos you can
atrocious.
find and
It was atrocious getting
learning how to get
getting
the guard
choked by
and
like
gogoplata and stuff like that.
my
so.
throat. Like after like already recovering from Andrew choking me and then having them come up and place me in a headlock, I was just like, oh god, why'd I let this happen? Why'd I practice this?
Dude, we should make shirts to say "Choke me, Andrew," and wear it to the next fight he's in.
Anyways, no, so yeah, I just wasn't ready for any of that.
Well, you do have to get back to like the actual paranormal aspect of the show. So, guys, this is kind of a weird thing because we've had a bunch of shit going on in general. Someone sent me this video earlier. It was filmed in Canada, and it's some weird noises that people recorded. I know it's strange. So we're gonna pull up the actual video, like we've done before, when we did our checking out the paranormal video thing. But we're gonna play the sound, and I want you guys to let me know what you think of it. So let's go like this, boom, boom, and then like this here. I gotta do things, guys. Sorry, give me a second. For those of you listening and not watching, you won't be able to see it directly, but
It's further down.
go to Vanishing Gates on Facebook.
Chrome capture, right?
Yeah, Chrome capture. This has all been weird. There we go. All right.
It's not coming through my headset.
I think it's going through though. I can see it on the soundboards. Yeah, I can see the soundboards there.
Well, I'm just trying to hear it.
Oh, I know it's not going through the headset. All right, hold on, guys. Give me a second. I realized I did something ridiculous here. I'm supposed to change this over because our brother was around here earlier and not didn't change things back. There we go. There we go.
How rude.
Now we're gonna hear it. Hold on.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful mean footage. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Mm-hmm. All right. So I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but so basically, it's a family out there in Canada somewhere. Let's see where they're at exactly. I don't know. It's from last year in October, somewhere in Canada. Someone sent me that, and I'm trying to figure out why people think that's Bigfoot, not just a bunch of wolves. Oh my goodness! Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, no, bye.
Why are you talking louder?
Good
Don't
Lord,
yell louder.
because just
You can yell
because,
at me, Smalls.
bro, calm down. Anyway,
can't
I don't
respond.
really know what the hell that was. Like, I don't have a good explanation. Aside from it sounded like wolves to me off of the canyon walls. Sounded like a dog howling. Didn't sound like a Bigfoot or a Yeti or a Yeren or anything like that I would assume is a real
Who
thing.
sent it to you?
A friend of mine named Kelly, she lives up in Washington. But that came from Canada, though, that video.
Well,
Now, I've seen other videos, too, where some of the sound effects come in, and it's obviously a moose, or it's obviously wolves, or obviously coyote.
I'd say play it again so I can hear it one more time, but
Oh, I can. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up more stuff.
the thing about it is, when you listen to it,
Well, it doesn't have a howl. It's a howl. It's not a... It's not an undulate It's a howl, not an undulation like what apes would do. Like ah. It's more like just a howl. I'm guessing. I don't know apes that well. Yeah, I don't even
I
know
theorize it's probably all the things.
it's all the things at once.
It's everything.
It is 100% all of the things. We can pull up more like Bigfoot sounds if you want. Like,
I mean, let's probably do that. I just realized
oh,
my
you turned
mic's
your mic on finally. People couldn't hear you. You have a good 5 minutes there where you weren't talking. That's great.
off. Yeah, no, it's good. Tell me more about it.
All right, so
A mystery. People in Alert Bay say they've been hearing strange screams and howls from the forest
from a
at
news
night.
site.
And the legend of the Sasquatch
I
runs
checked and
deep
we're
in their
legal,
First
so-
Nations culture. As CTV's Gord Kurbis reports, some
Well,
are
it's
now
we only get like a
wondering
10-second clip,
if those
so you should
legends are
wait.
real.
I'm waiting.
I mean, actually, it's as long as we're
It's
over.
an eerie
like,
No, we're
recording
talking about
captured
news.
on a cell phone of something that's making strange howling noises heard
Oh, you already
throughout
checked to make
Alert
sure?
Bay.
We heard it once, and I didn't get the recording. And then
He looks like he
second
heard it.
time, I got the recording.
Look at that face.
And that's it was on the back
It's the
porch.
face of a man who
Very
heard something.
eerie.
It looks like you without
The
a
audio was recorded just
goatee.
recently
better
on the
looking version of me.
backside of Cormorant Island. It's been heard by many all over the island.
This summer, I've heard it 3 times. I've heard it scream 3 times.
It's a really Canadian man right there.
But it's been
With a
coming
Las
for
Vegas
years.
hat on?
Whatever's been making the noise is heard primarily at night.
It's the real mystery. Do Canadians believe in?
That's obviously
Some
a
say
moose.
it's a dog, but others say that's impossible.
With
Moose
that
or
volume, absolutely nothing. No dog can make that kind of a noise.
Ever.
With that volume.
Period.
Art
No
Dick
chance.
hears the vocalizations just outside of his home. He's convinced the calls are from a Sasquatch. He believes the
convinced
creature
everybody.
is real because of several previous encounters, like several years ago on a remote island
If
further
you guys
south
are watching the
when a
live stream,
tree
that means
was
you can go
thrown at
check out their
himself and
Facebook
fellow
page, and
clam
check, or
diggers.
the
Pulled
YouTube
the
page,
tree
and
right
give
out of
them
the
some love
ground.
too.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit.
Branches
Let's actually
were
see what
still
they.
on
Yeah.
I don't know anything. that
CTV
can
News.
Just literally pull a tree with
Canadian
roots
TV.
and all. I mean, you know, you see that little alder growing out there. You try to go and pull it out, you're not going to be able to do it.
Word.
While the howls and screams that
Definitely.
have been heard throughout Alert Bay could be
Well,
dismissed
they don't
as
know my
simply
life. I could be able to pull that out.
All right.
I
I
could probably rip an alder out. Could happen.
Older. I can rip some olders out of their
Yeah, rip
care
it.
home and throw them into the street.
I
'Cause
can
I'm a
do
violent
this.
kind of person, are you, fella?
Super violent.
Boy,
Barely
boy,
any
boy.
convenience. Look,
So,
I mean,
I don't know. The sounds are the weirdest thing. Like when you go and try to approach the sounds, the forest and whatnot. Like, okay, this is a sound of a Sasquatch. This is a sound of a dog man. Well, how do you know? That's a really hard thing because I've heard other things. So it's obviously like, okay, so in like middle and northern Oregon where the mountains are, like I've heard wolves and coyotes, like and the resonation of their sound off the mountains at night, and it sounds like something you wouldn't be able to understand. You know what I'm saying? So, what is your thought there, buddy?
well, either it's a skinwalker
It's obviously a scam.
or it's a
It's
recording.
aliens. It's always aliens.
Well, that's part of it. It's either a skinwalker or it's an alien, or it's a recording, not an alien. Blah. You got me confused there. The thing is, it sounded exactly the same almost every time. Like pitch for pitch, sounded roughly the same. I don't think there was any difference in all those calls that thing made. And even the one, like the second one, that was the same thing. They all sounded roughly the same. And I think animals make different pitch noises every time. They don't sound shot for shot the same. They don't sound exactly the same. They always have a difference because you run out of oxygen,
Well,
blows out their lungs, things
you
like
remember?
that.
You remember like when we were walking around the zoo here, and you hear the different kind of primates that were rolling around. There was very different sounds, and they were more like depending on the mood, they'd make different noises and different sounds. They'd hoot, they'd wallop,
Well, yeah, but I mean,
but they wouldn't howl.
but they wouldn't. That's not what I
We had
mean.
howler monkeys.
That's what I'm saying is it's a recording. It's a recording of one thing, and monkeys do howl, and animals do howl. It's just how it works. Like all animals can do it. Even cats can make a semi howl.
Rabbits howl.
Rabbits can. I think they make noise, don't they?
It was a joke, dude. It was a joke.
I don't know. Do they make noise?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I've learned something today, everybody. I learned something. But no, I mean, it sounds like, to me, it just sounds like a recording, honestly, with how like close the sound is together, if not exactly the same. It seems exactly the same to me. It sounds just like a recording. But I mean, the thing is those two clips are separate. The one from
different
CTV and the
places.
one that was sent from you. They're from different places, but they do sound the same, which would just be weird that they had the same recording. That would be
It just
strange.
sounds like dogs to me. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't sound like dogs to me. It sounds like it's too deep. It comes in too throaty. It doesn't come in high enough.
When I say dogs, I mean wolves.
Well, even wolves, they come off kind of
Could be
high at the
moose,
end,
too.
especially, and it
People
holds
forget
too long.
moose are actually like pretty aggressive, and they have an aggressive sound to them.
Yeah, I mean,
They're a little more gurgly.
could
though.
be. It could be a moose. It could be a wolf. It could be some dude's brother just stepping on a rink. They could just go.
Every time the video is filmed, Ted steps on a rock.
"Ow."
I got my camera out. What's up?
He's just walking through Legos in the backyard. He's
Come
just
on.
walking through Lego piles in the backyard. Just every
That's a
time.
problem.
It's a problem. It's a
Never do
huge.
that.
I cannot. I do not look forward to Legos on my floor in my
Yeah, you're
feet.
proper fucked, buddy.
It's gonna happen, and I am terrified of that day.
I'm not a psychic, but I can tell you right now, all of them hurt all of your feet all the time that you step on them.
I'm not gonna make any predictions. I'm not Sylvia Brown over here, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that
I'm not a
stepping
chain
on Legos
smoker.
is always going to suck.
I'm not a chain smoker. I'm Montel Williams, who's a psychic, but I have to tell you, the spirits told me stepping on Legos is in your future. I'm Sylvia Brown. I'm a psychic.
Hold on. The Legos, you're gonna step
If anyone gets that joke, I'm gonna get so much hate mail.
the Lego. I'm seeing a blue Lego. Does anyone
saying-
see a blue Lego?
I'm saying, Montel. I'm seeing a blue Lego.
Yeah, blue Legos, Montel.
It's one of the square ones, not the rectangle ones. The square ones.
Square.
It's going right up in the foot.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm getting so much
Nobody
hate for that.
Nope. I did I say square? It might have been. It might have been
100%, Jack,
octagonal.
100%. I'm gonna get more hate from that than you do about calling.
Oh,
fucking,
absolutely, absolutely. It's because people already know I hate people.
Before,
They already
I'll make
know
more
I'm a
hate than
hater.
that than you calling out.
They
Ed
know
Lorraine
I'm a
Warren.
hater, and they
You
don't
have no
care.
reason to do that because they're both passed away. God rest them.
Well, I
They're
mean,
wonderful people.
hold
They're
on now.
amazing. And
Hold
they're
on now.
They're obviously
We don't
awesome.
know. We don't know. She could be right here, right now, possessing me. Doing this voice. Okay, could be like the Long Island medium.
Why you gotta take my accent? The one impression I can do aside from Mr. Mackey. or
I,
whatever his
I
name
can't
was.
do Mr. Mackey.
Okay.
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 I can't. That's all I can do, literally.
And
just,
Mr. Garrison. Those are the only two I can do.
I
And
can't do
Sylvia
Garrison
Brown.
at all.
And
Sylvia
you
Brown.
gotta
I can do
steal-
Sylvia Brown.
And you
Hold
gotta
on
steal
there.
my Sylvia Brown impression. What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
I'm not saying
That's all.
Sylvia Brown's a fraud, by the way, guys.
I am.
Really. You say everyone's a
I
fraud.
am. That
We
she's
could have
proven-
Bigfoot in the
she is
studio. We
provably
could have
a
Squatch
fraud.
sitting next to you, hunkering over you, thinking about Brock Lesnar-ing you,
Provably.
and you're like, would smash. He's a fraud. What are you trying to? Are you trying to pull up a Sylvia Brown fraud video, or a? Oh, you're doing the. No, can we? Bro, really? She failed to predict her own death. Okay, it happens. I predict my own death every day. It hasn't happened yet. Are you?
Hold on.
Oh, you gotta scroll through it now? We're on this topic?
Hold on.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Folks, we here at Vanishing Gates do not always share the same opinions and views as Jack. He is kind of a twat waffle. Just saying.
It's not true.
What do you mean it's
It's
not true?
impossible. Sorry, I was having a Star Wars moment.
What?
I was having a Star Wars moment.
Talking to you reminds me of that joke about how many kids with ADD does it take to change a light bulb? Hey, let's go ride bikes.
Right on. It's
Okay, first of all, you got to pull it up so they can see it. You can't just. If you're gonna, first of all, this is Larry King. We're gonna get sued for this, for sure.
Larry
Anderson
King.
Cooper also. So
Wow.
it's Larry King
Look at
on
this.
Anderson Cooper on YouTube on CNN.
Hold on.
No,
I'm pretty sure this is
we're not doing
actually
this.
just.
I'm pretty sure we'll get proper fucked for this.
It's
Oh, it's a
CNN.
mix.
It's-
Oh yeah, chicken noodle news. Yeah, that's great. This is gonna be fine.
Wait, what is it?
They're gonna shut us down at all.
Oh God, this is CNN, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I'll
because they're
back out.
definitely going to shut us down.
I'll back out.
We put that
I'll
up on
back
YouTube
out.
and we're proper
I'll
fucked.
back out.
We can share it
Stop
to the Facebook
saying
channel later.
that word.
We can share it to the Facebook channel later, the Facebook page, so you guys can see what Jack is cavelling about. 'cause
Yeah. Anyways, the point is that she got it wrong. Amanda Berry got wrong horribly.
Who's Amanda Berry?
I don't know.
Well, then you
I
were
just remember
talking about
watching that
Sylvia
video.
Brown, now suddenly you're talking about Amanda Berry.
Well, I'm not freaking Sylvia Brown. I can't tell what I'm talking about.
You can just,
I don't even have
you just
hindsight.
call out people as
I don't even
yeah,
have
exactly.
hindsight.
Yeah, because that would be 2020. Right now, you're looking at a solid
sitting-
5-5.
I'm sitting at 1-1 right now. Okay. I'm not doing very well.
You're rolling all the deuces right here, buddy.
I'm rolling negative deep.
Are you serious now?
Yeah,
what were we even talking about anymore?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot sounds.
Bigfoot sounds. I'm telling you, it just sounds like a recording to me. There
It is a recording. It's literally a recording. Someone recorded it.
there are sounds that are like.
Listen, it's literally a recording. Somebody's recording sounds. That's a recording, Jack. That's how this works. What? Are you gonna go back to the computer again? Okay, you're gonna try to
Hold
figure
on.
this out. Okay,
Hold on. Stop. Here's this one.
collaborate and listen.
Here's this one. It's like Bigfoot County. Noise in the night scene.
That's a movie.
It's Finding Bigfoot.
You know, one day I'll get Bobo on here.
Creepy Mountain. Animal Planet. Stray Noise Northwest.
I mean, hell, we
Ontario.
live next to where he's from. He should come.
This is
hang
the
out with
video
us.
you watched. This is the video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one.
Nothing looks really good here.
So you're just gonna try to find something here, just
Yeah.
stretching.
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
This is what happens when we have an uptick in views. Jack suddenly goes,
No.
nothing.
Hold
I
on.
have nothing ever again.
There's good habitat in Alabama. I mean, it's typical southern environment. You know, it's pretty
That's
logged over. A lot
Bobo.
of
First of all,
If this is really a
we're
Bigfoot, I would
gonna
expect
get
the
demonetized for
costume.
this one for sure.
Okay, we don't make money on it anyway.
It doesn't matter. We don't have permission. We'll get pulled down. We still get pulled down, bro. We don't have permission for this.
It's called an overlap because we're talking about it. We're changing the original source
right.
because we're talking over it.
All right.
But-
Thank you, Jack
You know what?
at law. Let's do
Never
this.
mind.
Let's do it. No,
Never
you already
mind.
started this.
No, I exited it. It's gone now. Anyways, the point is that Bigfoot's not real. That's my point.
You
Bigfoot
say
is-
everything's not real.
Bigfoot is just some big hairy dude
Hi, Dave
standing
and
behind a tree. What's up, Dave? And it's just some big hairy dude behind a tree.
Every time.
That's just Bigfoot.
All across the
It's just
world.
Bigfoot. It's
One
me.
big
It's me
hairy
without
dude.
clothes on, just
Ew.
going through the forest.
Jack Hieronymus.
And I'm not even like I'm not awake because I'm just dreaming. I'm sleepwalking right through the forest,
Yeah, you are.
butt naked,
That's
hairy,
gross.
just naked to Jaybird,
Kids listen
just
to this show.
going, just running.
Children listen to this show.
What children listen to the show?
Yeah.
Children who don't need the best of
Children
comedy.
probably should not
Okay.
listen to this show.
Okay, no more
Ah.
poor children. You should probably be safe at home somewhere. Not listening
This
to
is
this
the point
show.
where
up, babe?
our new friends at the Never Alone Foundation go, why did we allow them to raise money for us?
Why did we allow them to raise money for us?
So to reiterate that part and bring it back, all the donations or all of the Patreon stuff this year is going to go to the Never Alone Foundation. Next week we'll have a little more information on that and give maybe some stories that we can read about how they've helped other people, but they're awesome and we want to help them out. So there we go. Anyway, we are talking about Bigfoot noises, squatch noises, and we have a couple Daves in chat, and one says, naked and hairy. That's a good way
And the other
to
one is saying,
follow up
"Stay on topic."
charity.
Stay on
Good
topic.
Lord.
We will try to stay. We
So listen to Bigfoot sound. Supposedly, the recording of the Bigfoots. And you're like, no, it's someone recorded that. Well, obviously someone recorded that.
no. I mean, it's a
We're
recording.
recording.
It's a recording.
Well, yeah, they
I mean,
record that or we wouldn't
No,
hear it.
I'm saying that there's not what they're recording at the moment. I'm saying that it's a pre-recorded, like someone standing behind
So
the mic. The
someone's
headset.
taking time to be conspiratorial about Bigfoot sounds is what you're saying.
It's not possible.
It's improbable and highly unfinancially realistic.
Say it wouldn't be. I mean, if you
It's
can,
illogical.
if you know you're going to get out there based on one small thing.
Yes, Hoover, if I move there, you can be on the show. For sure.
But,
Not
I mean,
sure
the
that
thing
will
is,
end well.
it's not impossible, and it's not even actually improbable that someone would make that noise, to be honest. Because the thing is people look for fame in the weirdest of places.
It's the Ouija's of places.
Weirdest of places. The Ouija's of places.
The Ouija's of places, as I'm holding a Ouija. If you guys have watched the show for a while, you know I like my koozies. I'm actually using a Ouija board koozie.
A Ouija board.
Which, by the way, Jack is mortified of Ouijas.
I am not mortified.
Mortified.
I just prefer not
he's
to
yawning.
use them. I'm tired, okay?
We did one live on the show, and you were like, My Little Ponies are scary too, he says. Anyway.
Anywho.
So, that said, folks.
Yes, Dave in chat, you are correct. I am saying they're
recordings
hocus.
are hocus bullshit in chat, he says. You know what? I'm not going to disagree or agree with the hokumness of the recordings. The fact is, we don't know. Most of them, to me, sound like animals I've either hunted or like been in the woods with. That particular recording played earlier, that sounded to me cannid. It didn't sound like something I don't know.
Sounds to me like it doesn't matter if it's something you know. The point is that it's that first sound could be the end of a howl or something like that. It could be a chopped and edited thing, and then they just put it on a loop.
Maybe. I don't think so, though. I think that was just the video playing over itself.
Maybe.
Anyway. All right.
not sure.
Well,
I would say me personally just sounds
that's
like
a
it's pre-recorded.
ridiculous pseudo put together show for this week.
I mean, I feel like it was just a pre-recording, if I'm honest.
Probably.
We've disproven like that. We've disproven Sylvia Brown. It's a good show.
No, we didn't disprove
show.
Sylvia Brown. You just called Sylvia Brown a
discussed
liar.
me
much
getting
like
choked
you called
out?
everyone a liar. Yeah, you got choked out, and you tried to choke out
feel
Sylvia
like that's-
Brown's career.
I feel like
in the
that's the
same-
Mandela
You know, it's
effect.
kind of creepy.
That you say I call everybody a liar.
First of all, it's not the Mandela effect anymore.
What is it?
Well, it's just not.
It's the Mandela effect.
No, it's just the effect of us not remembering things.
Lame.
Do you remember the Douglas effect? It
No.
predated the Mandela effect.
No. There was something else I saw the other day that
No?
was
No.
Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom is a Mandela effect because I always remember them having a cornucopia.
Fruit underwear?
Fruit of the Loom underwear and stuff like that. Their clothing product. I always remember them having a cornucopia in that, and they don't. They apparently they don't. There
Yes,
never
they
was a
did.
cornucopia. No, there was never a
There
cornucopia.
was a cornucopia.
There was never a
I'm
cornucopia.
just kidding. That was never a thing. I don't know what kind of crack you're smoking. But anyway, guys, thanks
Apparently
for
I'm
watching
wrong.
Vanishing Gates. Next week, we will have some kind of actual informative show. This has been kind of thrown together last minute
Yeah, I guess yeah.
because Jack was rolling some jujitsu and getting his butt beat. And I've been working on trying to get stuff
Could be Bears. The Bears.
The Bears.
Could be the Bears.
Next week, we'll talk about the great cryptid,
Bears.
Man Bear Pig.
Bear.
Man Bear Pig. What? All right, guys.
Here.
Thank you for watching the show. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. This is not the most professional show we've had, which is not really that difficult.
Yeah, it's not really a
It's not a challenge.
not really a benchmark, if I'm honest. That's
It's
like
not a
saying
benchmark.
this isn't the first time we breathed oxygen in our
Anyway,
lives.
we love you guys. Thanks for watching. And again, if you go to our Patreon and you donate, 100% of the proceeds this till the end of the year will go to the Never Alone Foundation. I'm very excited to say
Please
that.
donate
So,
for them.
next week we'll have something else to talk about, probably a cryptid because it keeps us on track, or maybe psychic detectives. I haven't decided yet. We haven't decided yet. Hit us up. Email us, vanishinggates@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, the Facebooks, the YouTubes,
Maybe we should post a poll.
everywheres. Yeah. I guess we could post a poll up.
Do a poll. Psychic Detectives versus another cryptid for our world tour.
Yeah. And don't forget to follow the Facebook page. Don't just like the show, but like the page, follow the page, and all that. And then that way you get all the updates on what's going on.
I don't know what's happening in this world.
I don't either. I no longer speak English.
Actually, time travel is something we should talk about soon eventually.
We should definitely talk about
Time travel, like those time travel videos, now that we can show some videos. Those are interesting and fun.
We should. And now that I remember how to put up other people's videos on our video, it's pretty dope. For the podcasting folks, so you
Not
have
so
to go
dope.
to Facebook and follow and watch our live stream. We go live 7 o'clock on Sunday nights, Pacific time.
You'll need to be doper and watch it on Facebook too.
Word. All right. I'm Jay. That's
The Enlightened Jack.
what do you think?
Goodbye, everybody.
And good nightmares.